That's good.
Well,
Yeah, I'm a little sad because I wanted to do some hands-on stuff with them, like drumming workshops and stuff. So I'm gonna have to redo my whole day. But oh well.
good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for coming this evening. My name is Ellen Dunn, and I am the proud principal of Darien High School. I'd very much like to welcome you to our annual open house for families of incoming ninth grade students. I'm sure many of you, especially those who are new to Darien High School, are both excited and somewhat anxious about your child's transition to high school. It is perfectly natural, but I assure you that you have nothing to worry about. Darien High School is an exceptional place, and I suspect that after tonight's presentations, much of your apprehension will be alleviated. In a few moments, you'll get to meet our wonderful department leaders, and I expect that you will leave this evening confident that DHS is a school where students are supported, nurtured, challenged, and respected. Please know that if you have any questions following the evening, you can feel free to contact me or any of the presenters here tonight. I'd like to now call on Megan Emanuelson, our Director of Guidance, who will lead the presentation this evening. Thank you very much for coming and enjoy.
Thank you, Mrs. Dunn. My name is Megan Emanuelson, and I am the Director of Guidance for grades 6 through 12. Thank you all for joining us tonight as we kick off the transition programming for the class of 2026. I actually can't believe I just said that number, but welcome to Darien High School. I would also like to take a moment to let you know about our 3 assistant principals, in addition to Mrs. Dunn, our principal, Kate Demoulis, Mark Mazzoni, and Paul Ribeiro. Like your school counselors, they have a 4-year relationship with your family and will be a wonderful resource to help you through your time at DHS. I would like to thank my amazing colleagues, our department chairs and coordinators who are joining us this evening to share their expertise and their enthusiasm and all the amazing happenings that your children and your family have to look forward to during their time here. Thank you to our custodians and our IT staff for all of their help in preparing for this evening. Thank you to our DHSPA for their lovely refreshments, and hopefully you all get a jump on your Blue Wave Pride by getting some spirit wear. Thank you to our NHS students and our Blue Wave anchors who will be in the halls to help you to navigate our building during the second part of our program. Blue Wave anchors are seniors who help our ninth graders with a successful transition to high school. As you can imagine, a student perspective is crucial. Blue Wave anchors lead a large part of our orientation in August, and they are assigned to each ninth grade advisory where they remain until they leave for internship in May. They truly become upperclassmen mentors to our freshmen, and they are there to answer any questions that your students have. I am so proud to share with you that over a third of our senior class volunteers for these positions every year, a true testament to the importance that our current upperclassmen place on helping our ninth graders to acclimate to the building and transition to high school. Just curious, by a show of hands, for how many of this is your first child in high school? Okay. For how many is it your last? You're both feeling very different things. I have a high school senior. I totally get it. Whether you are a new family to our DHS community or have been with us for many years, our hope for this evening is that you leave feeling informed, excited, and confident. One of my very favorite things that our principal, Mrs. Dunn, says is that we all love high school so much we never left. This is truly a special place. It is a special place to work, and it is a special place to go to school. You will hear passion and enthusiasm from our department heads, representative of our larger DHS community. A little bit about the format for this evening. Each department chair will speak for a few minutes to give you an overview of their department and courses, paying particular attention to the ninth grade year. At the end of the panel presentation, we will invite you to venture out into our building to meet with individual departments and to see some of our beautiful facility. We'll have 3 15-minute sessions, with passing time, of course, to allow you to meet with 3 different departments. Our students will be in the halls to help direct you. The presentation is being recorded and will be posted on our website, so please don't feel like you have to take copious notes. So we have an amazing staff here at Darien High School, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. So this is just a listing, gives you a sense of the staff that we have. So you met our principal, Mrs. Dunn. We have 3 assistant principals. Our department chairs and coordinators for every department are sitting before you. We have 8 school counselors. I serve as the director of guidance. We have 4 psychologists here in the building and a full-time psychologist at Fitch Academy. We have a social worker, we have a school resource officer, we have 2 librarians, we have over 160 unbelievable faculty. We have campus monitors and an excellent support staff throughout the building. So this is a little bit about the registration timeline. Hopefully, your students came home really excited to tell you that the Darien High School counselors were down in January working with the Middlesex counselors to talk a little bit about what is a credit and what is an elective and how many electives can I take and what electives can I take. So we spent time in January down there getting to know them, sharing some information, and showing them some resources. Next week, I sort of selfishly claim this week for myself. I'll be down there working with the Middlesex counselors as we choose electives. So every team will be working with the counselors and myself next week to choose their electives. Their academic recommendations will be in. And then at the end of the week, February 11th, I would encourage you to log in. You'll be able to see their academic recommendations as well as the electives that your kids have chosen with or without your knowledge. So rest easy. If they come home and there's a little bit of family disagreement, there are ways to make some changes after that, so it's not set in stone. And then we'll give you about a month. There's going to be a Google form to make some changes if you want to change the world language or you want to change the elective they chose. We'll give you about a month, and again, we'll communicate that to you towards the end of the month, or towards the end of the week next week. We do offer an orientation day. It's usually the day before school starts in August. It's a half day. If you're in town, I strongly recommend that your child come. It really is a great day for the freshmen to be in the building when the upperclassmen are not here. Our Blue Wave anchors are very involved. They get to rotate through their schedule and meet their teachers. It really is an awesome day. So without getting into the weeds too much, and just trust that we will give you the information as you need it, and we'll walk you through any questions that you have. This is essentially a typical 9th grade schedule. So we schedule for 8 periods. As you can see, most of it is already pre-selected for them in terms of the required 9th grade classes. We'll work closely with your kids to make sure they choose enough, but not too many classes. And of course, you're welcome to reach out with questions as well. There are many resources on the guidance page of the Darien High School website that you're welcome to peruse. Again, especially if you're a first-time parent, some of this might look overwhelming or confusing. We're all here to help, lots of support, and we'll walk you through it. Your children have seen a lot of these resources. I would strongly encourage them to take a look at their course catalog. I told them that my personal rule is they don't get to put anything down for a description they haven't read. I've had students say, I don't know we took ceramics and ceramics. I don't know we took photos and photography. We want to make sure they're informed about what they're taking, so we'll encourage them to look at the course catalog. So this is a little bit about who to call when you have questions. So generally speaking, any questions about placement, go to the MMS teachers or our department chairs. Questions about your overall program can go to your middle school counselor, and I'm always available to answer your questions as well. Finally, you will continue to hear a lot about the Darien Public Schools vision of the graduate. It's something that we're incredibly proud of. So it is a K-12 vision for the characteristics that we want to grow and instill in our students during throughout their education in Darien. The 6 characteristics in the vision of the graduate are communication, creativity, curiosity, empathy, independence, and integrity. And I will now turn it over to Mrs. Mauricio to talk more about world languages.
Well, first, thank you. Good evening. My name is Christina Vasquez Mauricio, and I'm chair of World Languages for grades K through 12. I'd like to start off by sharing our vision for language learning in our district, which spans grades K through 12. Although taking a world language is currently an academic elective, we are proud of our robust program at both Middlesex and at the high school. My colleagues and I firmly believe that proficiency in more than one language is essential to function in a global society, and in order to do that, we equip all of our students with the tools necessary to function in the language they are learning, but most of all, through the study of a world language, we foster a sense of inquisitiveness and respect for other cultures. Most competitive colleges and universities look for students that have taken 2 to 4 years of a world language, and some offer advanced standing to students meeting those requirements. Just over 80% of our students at DHS take a world language for all 4 years, and some of our students even study 2 languages at the same time, in addition to English. That's the vision. You can go to the next slide. Okay. The world language course sequence at Middlesex, with which I'm sure you are familiar, looks like this. If your child studied a world language there, They most likely progress through this sequence like so, going from 6th to 7th to 8th grade in either Spanish or French. Your child may have also come to the district with strong heritage speaking skills and therefore progress through the sequence a year ahead of their peers. You can go to the next one. Whoa, okay. Starting strong. Upon arriving here at Darien High School, as you can see, your child now has more choices. Not only do we continue to offer French and Spanish, but we also offer a 4-year study of Latin and Mandarin Chinese. If they did not study a world language at Middlesex, we have level 1 introductory courses in each of our offerings. Students that continue with Spanish can enter at levels 2, 3, or 3 honors, and those that continue with French enter at level 2 or 2 accelerated. Both of those languages offer level 5 and advanced placement courses. If you have ever sat in a world language classroom before, you most likely remember grammar rules, filling in the blanks, vocabulary lists, etc. But I promise that thankfully a lot has changed and our curriculum has adapted to meet 21st century standards of world language instruction. Our curriculum is based on thematic content standards and proficiency standards. Our students don't only learn about the language they are studying and the places in which these languages are spoken, but they are learning in the language. We believe that each student, regardless of where they are in their study of a world language, can achieve a level of functional ability. Our classes are therefore taught in the target language so that students' proficiency can grow as they progress through our program. I'm most proud of our students' world language achievements outside of the classroom. Here is a photo of the group of world language students that represented DHS at the Connecticut Organization of Language Teachers statewide poetry recitation contest in 2019, which was the last year that the contest was held in person. 28 heritage speakers and language learners, of the 28 heritage speakers and language learners that competed, 16 earned first, second, or third place in their respective language. And we hope to send a team this year if the contest is once again held in person. And we also have 4 language honor societies in each of the languages we offer. And this is a photo of our introductory ceremony at the DHS library. Again, the last time it was held in person in 2019. It is a very special evening where we invite our students' families and friends to celebrate their achievements and are looking forward to bringing it back this year. In the 2018-19 school year, the state of Connecticut adopted the Seal of Biliteracy and the Global Seal of Biliteracy, 2 nationwide initiatives sponsored by the United States Department of Education that recognize high school students' achievements in a second language. And we are proud to say that we have offered this opportunity at DHS since the program's inception and have awarded almost 400 Seals of Biliteracy in the past 3 years. To earn the Seals of Biliteracy at graduation, students must meet graduation requirements in English and achieve intermediate proficiency in a language they are learning in school, like French, Latin, Mandarin, or Spanish, in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. And to measure this, our world language students at DHS take a computer-based proficiency assessment in the month of March during their regularly scheduled world language classes, and your students will also be taking this assessment in 8th grade. We offer Seals of Biliteracy to students that are heritage speakers of a language they are learning and speaking at home. And just before I forget, if you have a student at home that is a heritage speaker of French, Mandarin Chinese, or Spanish, make sure you come and see me in A203 so I can make sure they are placed correctly once they arrive at DHS. You can skip to the next one. Perfect. One of the newest programs offered at DHS is the Global Education and International Travel Program, which was put forth by the World Language Department and approved by the Board of Education last school year. I'm so excited to begin this program at DHS and to give our students the opportunity to take their interests in language and culture to the next level. Our trips are open to rising 10th, 11th, and 12th graders with the goal of running language immersion trips in the fall for world language students and leadership summits and service learning trips for all students at DHS in the summer. This year, we will travel to Spain in April and Switzerland in July, and next year we will travel to Ecuador, the Galapagos Islands, and Italy and Germany in the summer. And the last one. Perfect. Oh, I don't have that G there. I don't know what's going on there. I'd like to share with you some more world language resources that may be of interest to you. This is my email address where you can contact me with any questions you may have about anything presented here tonight, as well as our departmental website, which includes details about our program, language learning resources, and initiatives. And thank you so much for coming this evening, and I look forward to your child becoming bilingual or even trilingual by the time they graduate from DHS.
Thank you.
Mrs. Samus, art.
All right, good evening. My name is Jacqueline Samus, and I'm the K-12 Art Curriculum Coordinator. I'm excited to share with you the courses that are available to your students at DHS. Our art program offers a wide variety of courses accessible to all students, and I encourage them to take an art class while at DHS. We are starting by looking at this year's Scholastics Art Award winners in sculpture, photography, drawing, and painting. Our department offers 23 courses, and there are 11 courses open to freshmen or to everyone. We have courses grouped into 3 different pathways: a drawing and painting pathway, a ceramics and sculpture pathway, and a photography and digital path. In all paths, students can reach a 400 AP or honors level course, and we encourage them to try a variety of art electives, and you have the ability to move between paths based on their interests. Here's a matrix of our course offerings, and the full course descriptions can be found on the guidance webpage. The first courses that we're going to talk about are Art Foundations and Drawing and Painting 1. If you have a student who likes working two-dimensionally, this is a great starting point for them. In Art Foundations, students will try multiple styles of art and will work in a variety of mediums. Students will create in drawing and painting, design, and 3D projects. After Art Foundations, students are able to take Drawing and Painting 1. In this course, students explore different styles of art and materials, and they'll gain more knowledge with working in acrylics, watercolor, pencil, oil pastel, chalk pastel, and most importantly, idea development. Students can continue through the drawing and painting path sequence and into AP Art and Design drawing portfolio after meeting the prerequisites. Another popular course for freshmen is Ceramics 1. This is a year-long course open to all students. In this course, students explore both hand-building and wheel-thrown forms through a variety of projects. Students will learn how to work with clay and how to convey their idea through this medium. Students will create multiple functional pieces using both construction methods. Clay sculpture is another course open to all students. This is a half-year course where students focus only on hand building techniques. This is a great course for students who want to learn to work with clay but may not be able to fit a full year of ceramics into their schedules. Students can continue to advance to AP Art and Design 3D portfolio after meeting the prereqs. 3 other courses, Drawing, Historical Art Making, and Sculpture, are all open to all students. Drawing will focus on just dry drawing mediums, looking at pencil, charcoal, pastel, oil pastel, and ink. This course will teach them the fundamentals of drawing and mark making. Historical art making is a hands-on art history class where students will learn about art history by studying a time and then creating artwork in that style. So there is no textbooks, there's no quizzes, and there's no papers in learning about art. And then sculpture is going to be 3-dimensional projects that are not just in clay. So working in soap, wire, paper mache, plaster, Paris graph, mixed media, and wood pieces. Next up is graphic design. We offer graphic design 1 and 2. In these courses, students will learn how to use Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator to solve their creative problems. They spend 1 quarter on each of those programs. Students will create several projects that address design issues, including poster and product design, and by using the elements of art and principles of design, students in this course create the Going Green posters that you've seen around town for over the last 10 years. Another popular course for freshmen is Digital Photography 1 and 2. In this course, students will learn about photography, how to control and capture a great shot, and how to express themselves and their ideas through the camera. Photography is a medium that is accessible to all students that want to take an art class, but maybe aren't as confident with their hands-on skills. There's something very magical about photography, both digital and traditional 35 millimeter. After Digital Photography 1, students can continue on to Digital Photography 2. And one other little bonus is we still have a darkroom upstairs. So if you are wandering around tonight and want to come by and see us, we still offer black and white 35 millimeter photography. I turn the lights on, so come check it out. We're one of the few places left that still have one. All of our graphic design and digital photography classes are going to meet their STEM requirements, or will count towards their STEM requirements, or their fine and practical arts. Students who are unsure if they want to commit to one medium may sign up for courses in 2 different paths. One popular combination is Art Foundations and Digital Photography. Another popular combo is Clay Sculpture and Graphic Design. Ultimately, students should choose courses that interest them. I like to tell students that they should sign up for an art class to learn how to make art in that style, how to draw, paint, sculpt, capture, or create, not because they're already good at it. We teach students how to improve their skills and how to express themselves and their ideas creatively. Please check out our DHS art Instagram. We also have our MMS art Instagram, and there are summer school opportunities for students who are interested in drawing and painting or ceramics. I will be in the F wing tonight, so you can come see me there, starting in F101. Thank you.
Math, Dr. Bellows.
Hi, good evening. My name is Felicia Bellows, and I'm the Math Department Chair for grades 6 through 12. Over the next 4 years, your child will have the opportunity to take a wide variety of mathematical courses with an exceptional group of dedicated educators. Here at the high school, we offer many courses for every ability level, ranging from Algebra 1 to multivariable calculus. In addition, within the classroom setting, we provide students with the opportunity for differentiated instruction so that students are able to experience mathematics in a manner that complements their learning style. Classroom activities are student-centered, and lessons are differentiated to accommodate practical, creative, and analytical learners. As a department, we believe that learning math should be fun, relevant, engaging, and student-centered. As a result, your child will be experiencing math in many different ways. Most of our students at Darien High School take the equivalent of 4 or more years of mathematics over the course of their high school education. We currently offer many sections and levels of calculus, statistics, and college math topics for juniors and seniors. And there are some sample progressions. I didn't do the whole arrow thing that some of my colleagues did because it really would get very confusing. But if you ever have questions about the course progressions, or if you want to see me after this beginning presentation, you're more than welcome to visit us, and I can explain some of the pathways. There are no fixed pathways in this program. There's always room for movement depending on what's appropriate for the student's level. There are many students who love math and they want to get involved outside of the classroom, and so we're going to have some student representatives too after this presentation to talk to you about the Math Modeling Club, the Math Team, and the chapter of the Mu Alpha Theta, which is the Math Honor Society. The students in Darien High School consistently perform well on state and national exams. We have a high number of students in the math department participating in the advanced placement program, and typically our students score well above the national and state averages. Our math department has a Learning Connections room, and in that room, students can get extra help either before school, during school, or after school. The room's a very popular place. It's better to be there than not to be there in many cases. I think middle schoolers are hesitant to sometimes go in for extra help. High schoolers are not. And it's a very busy place in the morning. The next 4 years will be truly exceptional experience for your child, and you'll find that they'll grow and learn tremendously, especially with their understanding and appreciation of math. Please rest assured that we'll work closely with the middle school teachers. We're having those conversations right now about placement, and that if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me or the middle school teacher about the placement. Thank you, and my website is there as well, and that has a lot of information on it, but again, it can get confusing if you don't know what courses mean what. So don't ever hesitate to email me, and we'll see you later down in the B wing. Thank you.
Mr. Janasco, English.
Good evening. It's great to be here. My name is Francis Janasco, and I'm the department chair for English for the middle school and the high school. And I'd like to begin with an explanation of the sequence of our core English courses and point out that 4 years of English is a graduation requirement at DHS. You are all familiar with our grade 8 core offerings, English 8 and English 8 Advanced. For grade 9, your student will be placed in either our English 9 or our English 9 Accelerated course, both of which are 300 level, non-honors level courses. Tomorrow afternoon, I'd love to be very precise and tell you exactly when, but tomorrow afternoon, you will receive an email communication from me alerting you about this placement. In a minute, I'll describe those courses, English 9 and English 9 Accelerated, but please make sure to read my communication as I will be explaining our placement criteria and next steps that you and your student may elect to take. Getting back to the course sequence, you can see that our honors program begins in 10th grade. In 11th grade, the focus of 11th grade is American literature, whether that's the grade 11 version of AP Language and Composition, our interdisciplinary American Studies course, or our standalone American Literature course. For grade 12, which we've separated into semesters to explain it a little bit better, we offer 2 AP courses, AP English Literature and Composition and AP English Language and Composition. And for our non-AP seniors, 1 semester will be spent in a thematic literature course, and you can see that we have 8 potential offerings: British literature, East Asian literature, a brand new course that was just approved by the Board of Ed this past winter that we're going to be registering students for very soon, starting next week, Literature of New York City. Our second newest course that's very popular, called the Literature of Food and Travel, Literature and Philosophy, the Literature of Suspense, Sports and Literature, and Women in Fiction. For our non-AP seniors, the other semester will be spent taking a really great course called English Capstone. The essential question for that course is, what does it mean to be an educated citizen? And it culminates with a graduation requirement term paper called the Narrative Inquiry Paper. It's a really great course. I want to go back to AP for just a second and emphasize that the way we've structured our English curriculum here at the high school, that the majority of students qualify for at least 1 AP course in English over the course of their academic career here. I want to talk a little bit about our 9th grade English offerings. And for our English 9 class, the essential question is, what is a classic? What are the qualities that we look for when we call a text a classic work of literature? The focus on that course is on the same fundamental skills that students have been honing and developing over the course of their time at Middlesex. The writing genres are very similar to what we focus on at the middle school: the narrative, the argument, and the analytical. Some of the whole class texts that we read in English 9 are Of Mice and Men, To Kill a Mockingbird, and Romeo and Juliet, among others. And the course moves at a graduated pace. We aim to support all of our students as they make the transition from 8th grade to our 9th grade English class. That course culminates in a really cool final project. Students read a work of contemporary fiction in book clubs, and at the end of the year, they get a chance to express in writing whether or not that book, in their minds, applying all that they've learned over the course of the year, qualifies as a classic. For our English 9 accelerated course, the first half of the course, the theme is Journey into the Self, and students will read such coming-of-age classics such as Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. The second half of the course asks students to master a philosophical framework put forward by Joseph Campbell in his The Power of Myth. It's based on mythic archetypes, which students master and then apply to the other readings that they encounter in second semester. The course moves at a challenging pace. There are more readings and more readings of greater complexity. And as I said, students will be asked to master and apply theoretical concepts in that course. I want to talk about the electives that we offer in English to our grade 9 students. First, we have a course called Introduction to Media Studies. That is a course that focuses on topics in journalism, including some writing genres that students will encounter: the editorial, the news report, the profile, and the review. It's a great semester-long elective course. It's also a prerequisite to another course that students can take second semester called Digital Journalism. This is a long-running elective with a new instructional model that I'll talk about in a second. It's a project-based course where much of the work that students produce will wind up being published on our online school newspaper. The students in this course will experience what is called a blended learning model, which means that their schedule will include in-person class days as well as digital class days. This is something that a lot of other districts across the country offer their students, and this is the first one that we're offering students here at the high school. We're very excited to run this course and put into practice some of the successful strategies that our teachers developed during our remote and hybrid experience. We also offer to ninth graders Drama 1, which is not simply something that is targeted to the students that participate in our Theater 308 program, but it's a fun, active class where students, among other things, will have a chance to develop their public speaking skills basically in front of live audiences. We also offer a creative writing course that for the first time is offered to ninth graders. And in that course, students will have a chance to workshop their poems, their short stories, and yes, even the chapters of their novel for their teachers' feedback and the feedback of their peers. Finally, I just want to highlight some of the many clubs that we offer at the high school. And these clubs are ones that focus on the reading and writing skills that we work to support in the English department, such as NEARAD, which is the student-produced student newspaper, Blue Wave News, which is our student-produced news broadcast, our chapter of the National English Honor Society, and the students in that society, they devote their time to our peer-to-peer writing center. We offer a literary magazine called Current. We sponsor the Filmmakers Club, which produces short films. And of course, we certainly support the students in Theater 308 who work so hard on the fall drama and the spring musical. I'll just wind up by once again reminding you, please look for that communication tomorrow afternoon. And certainly if you have any questions later on, I'd be happy to address them either after this part of our show, or you can send me an email or call me later on. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll just give a quick plug for our reading and study skills elective as well. This is a one-semester course. It's one of the few courses that can actually be repeated. So it focuses on reading strategies, organization, and study skills, much as the name would imply. So full description is in the course catalog, but certainly something to consider if that's something that your student would enjoy or benefit from. Christina Bross-Taylor, Special Education.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Christina Bross-Taylor, and I am the chairperson of the Special Education Department here at Darien High School. The information that I'm going to be sharing with you is specific to students who arrive at DHS with an IEP. To let all families know, I work very closely with Teresa Fox and the team at MMS to facilitate the transition to DHS. Any student, if you could switch next, thank you. Any student who has an IEP is assigned a case manager, and the case manager facilitates communication between the students, parents, teachers, and any related service providers that the student may be working with. The case manager is also responsible for progress monitoring, and quarterly there are reports sent home so that parents are aware of the progress that a student is making on their goals and objectives. They also monitor IEP accommodations and modifications, and that's something that we take very seriously at Darien High School. There's a day dedicated before the school year starts where we meet with all the teachers at the school and allow for those conversations so that case managers can convey very clearly what the accommodations and modifications are that students are to receive. If a student receives related services, they also coordinate the delivery of those related services, and they administer academic testing either for the initial placement or for the triennial reviews. Any student who has an IEP is also assigned time in a learning center, and that's unique to each student. It could be for a couple of periods a week, or it could be for more. And in that time, it's very similar to the resource room at MMS, students are able to work on targeted skills with their case manager, and lessons can include work in pre and post teaching, study skills, executive functioning, reading, writing, math, and post-secondary transition skills, as well as self-advocacy. There are a number of class offerings here at Darien High School, but two that are more general classes are the co-taught classes, which are offered for English and math. And that is where we have a regular education teacher who's partnered with a special education teacher, and they collaborate so that we can provide specialized instruction for students to better access the general education curriculum. We also have comprehensive classes, and those are offered for any 300 level course that it is a requirement for graduation. It is a class that offers a modified curriculum, and it is taught by a dually certified teacher. So if it's a comprehensive math class, it's someone who's certified in mathematics as well as being certified in special education. Any family who has a child with an IEP, you are warmly welcome, and we'd love to have you join us next Wednesday at 9 a.m. We're going to have a parent coffee where we're going to be able to dive much more in depth into the program offerings for students with IEPs. And that discussion piece is coming before our articulation meetings. Our articulation meetings start on February 14th. It is an opportunity for the MMS teams to meet with the DHS teams. The parents and the students is also really encouraged to attend. And working together, we formulate a very specialized plan and program options for a student's ninth grade programming. Once again, February 9th, 9 a.m. Please join us. And I will be in G105 if anyone has any questions or concerns. There have been communications sent to all families of students with IEPs, and I believe also with 504s. Families who have children who have 504s are also encouraged to come on February 9th. My contact information is there if your child has an IEP. Megan Manuelson's information is there if your child has a 504. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out, and I will gladly avail myself. Thank you.
Thank you. Technology, engineering, business, and computer science. Mr. Darren.
Good evening. Thank you for all coming tonight. My name is Greg Darren. I am the department coordinator for 7 to 12 technology and engineering, business, and computer science. My contact information is there. If you have any questions after this, feel free to send me an email, and I'll be able to address them best that I can. We have a Twitter account, too. You could kind of check out some of the projects and activities that the kids work on in class. Through at GJDCT, or you could check out our website as well, which will cover more detail of the courses that I'm going to go over today. You could also get to that website through the school website by finding faculty websites and clicking on my name. So what you see here is the matrix for our department, and I'm not going to cover all of these classes in depth. The ones with arrows represent a second level course, and you could find this on the website as well to take a little bit closer look at it that you might actually be able to read. And some of the courses where you see 2 arrows, that means that the course can be taken in any order. The middle section right there, the business course or course load has been increased in the past few years with 2 new courses, accounting that is starting this year and sports marketing, which is proposed for next year. The TSA on the bottom is not the Transportation Safety Administration. Everybody thinks that. That is the Technology Student Association. It's one of our clubs. I'll talk about a couple of the other ones later on. But that is a nationally recognized organization where students compete in a variety of STEM activities. They don't need to be in any of our courses to participate in this extracurricular club. And we compete at the state and national level. Some of the courses that are available to freshmen include Architecture 1, and that involves designing and planning out residential homes and residential construction, so they understand some of the framing and construction members of a home and layout, sizes of rooms, traffic flow, environmental design factors of where to place certain rooms based on sunrise and sunset, and the kids will design a lot of that in CAD. Right now we use Revit, which is an Autodesk program, professional program, and the kids also build mock-up small models to present their designs. DIY is a do-it-yourself home and auto repair course. We focus on some basic auto maintenance that might involve fixing a flat tire on the side of the road, checking oils and fluids, recognizing when you need brakes. We actually change brakes, which that's the extent of, we don't do any overhauls or anything, but just some basic repairs that you might see on, you might need on a vehicle, jump starting a car, things of that sort. You'll see we do an electrical unit, and that's the picture we see there, where the kids will learn electron flow, circuitry, how to replace switches and lights and plugs. I apologize, Mrs. Dunn, I thought we were going to have a picture of the toilet on here. When you leave here, feel free. The classroom for this is behind me. There's a setup where we have a mobile plumbing unit that has a toilet and a sink and a shower and a bathroom and a kitchen faucet, where the kids for the plumbing unit are able just to replace the faucet, replace leaks, replace pipes. They actually plunge and clear clogs in the toilet, real life stuff. So it's I think kind of not a graduation requirement, I forget what I'm thinking of, life skills. I would say that this is open to freshmen, but I would say that it's probably more relative when kids start thinking about buying a car, or they're really into cars, or they're kind of mechanical and trying fixing things. That could be second semester as a freshman, or as a 10th grader, or whenever they're ready. Our CAD course, it's a computer-aided drafting and design course. They use Autodesk Inventor, which is also a professional program, and they focus on designing smaller, more mechanical parts. And they could make prototypes on 3D printers, or we have some CNC machines, a small mill, and a router as well. That will be, CNC is computer numeric control. You design it in CAD, and the machine will run based off your coordinates. There's also electronics course, which talks about theory of electronics, and it'll focus more on small electronic components. Rather, you'll see, excuse me, this is residential wiring. This will focus on components that you might see in a remote control or a small electronic. They'll learn what capacitors and resistors and transistors will do. And they also, in some cases, build small little robotic things that will, like Arduinos or program Raspberry Pi, so there's a little bit of programming in there as well. If your student is unsure of which route to go, the Fundamentals of Engineering course is a great place to start. That gives them a little bit of an introduction into all the different things that we do. They'll 3D print in there really quickly. They'll learn CAD for a short amount of time, and they're kind of just grazing the surface. From that point, they can determine, you know what, I didn't really like the architecture side, but I like the mechanical side, and that will help to determine some of the focus that they might be involved in. And we also have a Woodworking 1 course that also involves designing and building and manufacturing of wood products. In the Woods 1 course, they focus on basic, proper, and safe use of the different types of machines that we use to manipulate the material of wood and to build a stool. Once they have those skills, they get into a little more self-design of something that they want to create on their own. The picture actually right there was a Woods 2 project that the kids designed this year.
Mr. Dean, I might have to ask you to breeze through these just a little bit, as exciting as they are.
I know, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I'm learning a lot too, actually, but all the full course descriptions are obviously at our course catalog.
Thank you for the heads up. So these are our computer science courses, all of which are semester courses except the AP computer science courses, and we'll skip to the next slide, which actually shows the courses available to freshmen. Computer science is a basic course where students will learn the different types of languages. They'll spend a semester there and determine if they want to continue into an AP course or an advanced computer science course. Computer animation, students will use the computer to animate different graphics that sometimes tell a story. They may recreate a child's book in an animated format. App development is a new course, just started this year, and they're designing iOS apps in a Mac lab, new Mac lab that we have, and web design is what it sounds like. You're designing web pages. Some small coding will happen in there too through HTML language. And these are all the business courses that we offer right now. Two of them are second level courses, the accounting and sports marketing course. So investing in personal finance is another, I think, life skill type of course where kids will learn how to budget their money, how to invest their money. And then from there, if they like that, the pathway would go into accounting, the second level course. And the courses that are available to freshmen are listed here. The business and entrepreneurship class, marketing essentials, that's basics into marketing, excuse me. Sports marketing would be the second level course, so a freshman could potentially, it's rare, but could take it second semester if they took marketing. First semester, they have a pre-law course, which focuses on business law, and they go through a mock trial, which you see in the picture here, and again, investing in personal finance.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Keeler, history.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to DHS, and if I knew we were going to be talking about the toilets, I would have had something on ancient Rome and the first public toilets, but it's okay, we'll put it off for now. So we are, as the History and Social Studies Department, we are very focused on preparing students to be active citizens. We want our students to be well-informed of the local, state, national, and global communities that they're a part of. And we also want them to be capable of interacting with those communities. And that's a lot of the skills that we work to develop in our courses throughout the 4 years that we work with your students. All of our activities, exercises, the content that we cover, all of this goes towards that development of students as capable citizens. And throughout their time in our history classes, we are always asking ourselves, we're asking the students, and hopefully getting the students to ask, well, why does what we're learning matter? What's the significance of this? We don't want students to see history as a random collection of facts to be memorized, something that we tell them on Monday and we check to see if they know it on Friday. We want them to be actively thinking and engaging with the work, with the material that we're exposing them to, and really thinking about what's the relevance of this, why does this matter, and why is it significant? We do this throughout the 4 years that we work with students. These are the required courses that students will take at DHS. In 9th grade, they'll take Western Civ, which I'll talk more about in a moment. In 10th grade, they'll take World Studies. In 11th grade, they take American History. And in 12th grade, they take Law and Government. It's a half-year or 1 semester course. Students are required to take these 3.5 years of history at DHS, but we also offer a wide variety of electives that go beyond this and touch on a number of fields within the social sciences. So I'm going to see if I can rattle them all off for you. We have classes like AP European History, AP Microeconomics, AP Macroeconomics, AP Human Geography. We also have our non-AP electives like Black and African American and Latino and Puerto Rican Studies. We have Psychology, Philosophy, Urban Studies, a China exchange program, Contemporary Issues, and American History since 1945.
I think you got them. I think you did.
That's pretty good, I think.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So we have a little something for everybody. If you have an interest in any of these fields within the social sciences, I hope that we will have more time to work with your students over these 4 years in that capacity. Western Civ is the class that students will take as 9th graders. This class is a study of European culture, and it looks at Europe from ancient Greece to World War II, as we like to say, from Plato to NATO. And this class is really looking at understanding the foundations of our country. Again, it's easy to look at some of our content, particularly for those people who are not really into history or not history nerds, to think that it's pretty irrelevant and disconnected. And what we really strive to do in this course and all of our courses is to show that relevance, to show that we need to have this foundation in what happened throughout Europe's history to understand how the United States has developed and what that looks like. Would you actually go back for 1 second? Yes. Thank you. We are also building really important skills that will transfer from 9th grade through the rest of their time in high school and well beyond that. I've listed many of them here, but essentially we want our students to be effective readers, effective communicators, both in writing and oral expression. We want students to be curious. We want them to think critically and think independently. And we really want them to be effective researchers, a skill that is of growing importance as we move further and further into a world where everything is accessible and information is readily available. Thank you.
Oops, sorry.
That's okay. The content of this course is we look at the units that you can see in the bottom of the slide there from first semester. We look at ancient Greece, ancient Rome, the Middle Ages and the Renaissance in first semester, and in second semester we look at the Reformation, the Age of Absolutism, Age of Revolutions, Industrialization, World War I and World War II. We do this through a number of lenses. We look at it through political, economic, social, intellectual, religious, and military histories to really give students a complex view of what happened in the past. I'll close by saying the teachers in the department are very excited to work with all of your students. They're wonderful, wonderful resources, and if you have any questions next year or right now tonight, you're certainly welcome to reach out to me. And your students' teachers are wonderful resources if you have any questions any point next year. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Colleen Thompson, music.
Good evening. My name is Colleen Thompson. I'm the Director of Music K-12 for the district. I'm happy to be here representing our outstanding music department at DHS. John Grauer, our Director of Bands, Jane Minnis, our Director of Orchestras, and Chris Andrade, our Director of Choruses. The picture you see in front of you was taken in 2019, which was the last time we were able to get all 300 of our performing arts students on this beautiful stage together. We're happy to be resuming our in-person performing and traveling and festivals. In fact, we're hosting the Western Regional Festival this weekend, and many of our music students at Darien High School have been selected to perform, representing us in the region. So we hope that your 9th graders will choose to become a part of our award-winning music department. We know there are many choices for them as they enter, but I can tell you firsthand as a former high school choir director that I've just seen all of the lifelong musical, academic, and social benefits for students who participate in music and the performing arts. We have several course offerings for 9th graders. The full-year courses are concert band, concert choir, and concert orchestra. All students who play a percussion instrument should register for percussion ensemble, and then they'll become part of the band concerts in concert band. They'll play both their own percussion ensemble music, and they'll also join the band for their full band pieces. All students in these ensembles have an opportunity to audition for more advanced ensembles for their sophomore year and beyond, like wind ensemble, chamber orchestra, and tutor singers, and these are honors level classes. Our half-year courses in the music department are music technology. This is a continuation of the technology portion of our music explorations program. Mr. Andre teaches it, and he is an expert at all things music technology based, including sound recording, music composition, and he takes them through some really interesting projects that many students enjoy. This also can partially fulfill a STEM requirement. Another half-year course is music theory. This is learning about kind of the composition of music, and this can lead into an AP class, which is AP Music Theory. And many of our students who are passionate musicians and who may be considering music as a career or college major would take music theory and then AP Music Theory, and this will help with some of their college requirements as well. In addition to our school day opportunities, we have some co-curricular music opportunities. Jazz ensemble and pop strings are open to students who are enrolled in our school day programs, but they're also open to students who audition, who maybe choose not to enroll in a school day music ensemble, but they want to participate in an after-school ensemble. We have an honor society. The Tri-M Music Honor Society is a service and student leadership honor society that does some really exciting and interesting things, and Jane Minnis is the advisor. We have our Darien Young Composers Concert. That's coming up. Many students have participated in that program K through 12. And we also partner with the Theater 308 that Mr. Janosko already talked about. We have opportunities for students on stage, backstage, and in the pit orchestra. And enrollment in our school day ensembles is really helpful to students who are passionate about theater and want to pursue that avenue. Looking forward to speaking with you more in depth about any of our opportunities. I'll be in the band room for the breakout sessions. If you want to come by, I can answer any of your questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Science, Mr. Dockham.
Good evening. Good evening.
Jessica.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I think it's been 3 years since we all got together at the Middlesex Middle School auditorium talking about the 5th to 6th grade transition, and I'm sure you're aware, but I'll just remind you that the apprehension there was about opening your lockers and how much of a problem that was going to be. I guess I'm happy to inform everyone here that we don't have lockers at DHS.
They have lockers if they want them.
Oh, they have lockers if they want them. They should all be experts at this point.
They just don't want them.
That's right. So my name is Christian Dockham. I'm the Science Department Chair, and I'm very happy to give you a quick overview of our 9th grade offerings and some of the additional offerings we have in the department. As a 9th grade student, they will take a biology class, either our 300 academic level biology class or our 400 honors level biology class, and essentially they cover much of the same material. Our honors class does it in a more in-depth, faster pace and has a higher expectation in terms of the amount and quality of the work that is submitted throughout the year. As part of the 8th grade curriculum that your students will experience during the second half of the year, we've made some shifts to include some of the life science concepts that your students will be experiencing in 9th grade as both a way to prepare for some of that material, but also to give them a feel for what some of the instruction and content will be like during their freshman year here at DHS.
Sorry.
Is that it?
No, that was not it. I'm sorry.
Whew, I've got like 20 more minutes.
Apparently turning my phone off didn't work.
As I said, 9th grade, your students will take a biology class. 10th grade, they'll either take chemistry or earth science, both of which fulfill the 10th grade science requirement. And then 11th grade and 12th grade, they'll have the opportunity to make a variety of choices in both the 300 and honors as well as AP level science classes. So our content and sequence here is extremely robust and varied based on the interests of your students. One thing that I will highlight as a unique elective here at DHS is our Authentic Science Research Program. And that's a 3-year commitment that your student can choose to make after the end of their 9th grade. And it really focuses on highlighting their own personal interests in science and providing them the structure and the time to delve into that personal interest and end by the end of their 12th grade year with a finished research project, which they will present at the symposium that occurs at the end of each of the school years. So that's a brief overview of our science program. I'm happy to discuss the biology courses in our breakout sessions immediately after our program here.
Awesome, thank you. And then we just wanted to list a few additional, so these are a few additional resources that are available to our students, starting with our High School 101 summer school course, so similar to the Jump Start to Middle School program. So that is available through Darien Summer School, definitely worth taking a look at. And then you see there's quite a variety of different supports that are offered academically. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to ask if we could excuse my colleagues so they can get a little bit of a head start on you to get to there, and I will thank them so much for the wonderful information that they shared. Thank you all. So I hope at this point you are almost as excited as we are about our program here. High school's an amazing place. It's a place where your children are going to grow and evolve. There's no question there's a strong academic program, but it really is a place for them to have some fun and learn who they are and who they want to be. And we just have the daily privilege of being a small part of that journey. So we don't take that responsibility lightly. So next part of the evening, if you go out into the hallway, there will be a lovely teenager there to hand you a piece of paper that has all of these rooms listed on it. If it's easier to take a picture with your phone, you're welcome to. There is a map on the back. I can't promise you how helpful the map will be. It's hard to get this building onto one page. But again, there will be students stationed throughout the building that will be able to point you to the next student who will point you to where you're going. So you are welcome to join. There's will be 3 15-minute sessions-ish. There will be an announcement when it's time to switch. You are welcome to go in any order. You can go to up to 3. And then again, there'll be a piece of paper in the back and students to guide you. So thank you once again so much for joining us, and welcome to Darien High School.